Hey guys, and welcome back to Betwixt the Books. Welcome to February. If you watched my most anticipated reads of Q1, you will have sort of heard me talk about this video, but I'm going to talk about 3 of the series that I have been purchasing every single book as they come out, despite having not read some of them in like several years, depending on the books. Why am I doing this? One, I am a book dragon, as some people say, which is that I collect books, I have a library. 2, these are all series that I have read multiple books from and loved multiple books from, so I know that if and when I go to pick them up again, I will definitely be reading and enjoying them. It's not like series I've never read, I'm just buying them to have them. I've definitely read multiple books in each of these series and have enjoyed all of them. So I am comfortable getting more, even if I haven't kept up with them. The book that I kind of talked about that with was the newest book in the Wayward Children series by Shannon McGuire. Now, hold on, I have all of my books here. Let me lift them up for you. There's now 9 of these. I have read 3. 9? I have read 3. That's not a good ratio. But I love them. Every single one that I've read I've loved. So I've picked them all up as they've come out. I highly recommend this series to anybody. It has queer representation. It's portal fantasy, so it's light fantasy. It's not something that's like super epic. Obviously they're all novella length. Or short novels, so they're not going to be like a huge time commitment. I believe the first one won the Hugo the year that it came out, so it's just good stuff. It's quality stuff. Highly recommended. Will I be picking these up? Yes, of course. Yeah. Every once in a while when I'm like in a reading slump, I will pick one up. That's what happened with the most recent one that I read. I wasn't reading anything and I was like, I need to read something. And I picked one of these up, and it's just a fun little thing that you can read in one sitting. And I love them. I love them all. I love the representation. I love the imagination it takes to keep making new and different worlds, because so many of them have interesting worlds, and sort of in kind of like a fan fiction like way, you can just keep creating new rules because there's new worlds to go to. The theories behind all of the different worlds is super interesting to me. So is this something that I'm going to give up on and stop picking up? No, I'm going to keep picking them up, even if I'm still behind by 6 books. I hopefully won't be behind by 6 books, and maybe there will come a time when I'm like, you know what, I have a week off, I'm just going to read one of these every single day, and I catch up on all of the things. If that happens, I'll make a video where I talk about all of them, which ones are my favorites. So far, I think that I have liked Down Among the Sticks and Bones the best of the ones that I've read, which is the second book in the series, and that talks about Jack and Jill, who went to a world where there are vampires and Frankenstein's monsters and mad scientists. So if you can kind of imagine what that world looks like, a little bit gothic, a little bit creepy, big fan of that one. And I know there's another one where we kind of get to go back to that world, so I would like to keep reading so that I can get to that point. But yeah, the Wayward Children series, there's 9. I have read 3. I have all 9. I think the thing to note here is that they're loved series, even if I haven't read and kept reading. We've talked about in the past how like the last 2 years my reading has like really sort of gone mostly to fan fiction, and it has not been a big like actual book thing, despite working in Barnes & Noble and having that delightful discount and still collecting books. So I have been keeping up with my goal of reading 1 book a week so far this year. Hopefully I can keep doing that. I have like pretty structured TBRs, and I'm also picking up some books that aren't on the TBR as well. And obviously I'm reading things with Gretchen, which has kept me from not reading any books, period, in the last couple of years. But the books that are in these series are usually ones that can get me out of reading slumps. Just like with the Wayward Children series, here is the Murderbot Diaries, which is by Martha Wells. I have read 3. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 now, so not quite as bad as with the Wayward Children. There's 4 of these that I haven't read, but I love them. I've really enjoyed them. I believe that I picked up the first one because I was talking about how I was in a reading slump, and the Poptimist on his Discord channel, if you haven't gone, recommended it to me because it's such a fun little thing. It's, again, got queer rep. It's sci-fi this time. We follow an android who is a security unit, so they are kind of designed to kill, but they've hacked their module in their brain that forces them to do what people tell them to do, which really just means that they have sassy commentary and wish that they could be watching soap operas instead of doing what people tell them to do. They still do it, because if they get caught for having hacked that, then they're gonna get decommissioned, probably. But at the end of that first book, they sort of get released on their own and are now trying to blend in as not an android, as like a regular person, human thing. And they go on adventures. So I've read the first couple of those. I still have more to read, and I've been picking them up as they come out because I know that I really love these characters, and I love the stories, and they're heartwarming. Hope punk is such a great little genre of like, here's how we could do some things well, even when there are some elements in here of like capitalism that are maybe not so great. So this is a good series. If you haven't read them, I do recommend them, even though I haven't finished it. I have loved the 3 that I have read, and have thus picked up all of the ones that have come out since then. Again, maybe I'll sit down over a week and try and read one a week. There is one full-length novel in there, which I think you can see, which may take me a little bit longer. And we know how I've been with not being able to read things in one sitting. But, hey, maybe I'll read it and it will be great and I'll love it. The last series I wanted to talk about today might be a bit of a surprise to people, because it's a series that I have loved for years, like since high school. And my percentage of read versus unread is definitely better with this one because I've been reading it since high school. But that is the Anita Blake series. These are my unread books, which you're like, wow, Michaela, that's 6 books. There's, I want to say 30 in this series, so like, not reading 6 out of 30 is a pretty good percentage, but these are chunky. You can maybe see why I haven't picked it up in a little while. I'll put them down, they're heavy. They're chunky, and it's not that they're hard, because it's urban fantasy, it's mystery, a little bit of romance. Like, all of these things are very engaging, and one of the things that I like about these books is how well Laura K. Hamilton is able to take all of these different genres and meld them into one book. If you haven't and you're interested, I would recommend looking at it. Obviously, the first book at this point came out in, I think, the 90s, so some of those earlier books may be representative of the time period they came out of, and again, I have not read the first couple books since high school, so it's been a very long time. But all of the more recent books that I did read, I have loved every single time. I forced at least Taylor to read one of them at one point for a book club episode. I don't think Gretchen joined us for that one. But yeah, this is one of my favorite series of all time, and I've fallen behind. I follow Laura K. Hamilton on social media, and I did read her more recent book that was the start of a new series, A Terrible Fall of Angels. And I am like waiting for the second book to come out. It's been a couple years now, and she's put out 2 of these in a year. So I'm hoping that we get a new Zaniel Havelock book soon, because I really enjoyed that world as well. And having a different type of protagonist. So I'm not tired on this series, it's just that it's so chunky, it's intimidating to my brain right now. Post-COVID, full-length novels is not great. My ADHD symptoms have been exacerbated to the max, and maybe it's because of social pressure, or the fact that I have to wear a mask all day at work, and then I come home and I'm like stressed and tired and completely wiped. But I haven't been able to pick these up as of late, so those are 3 of the series where I auto-buy everything that comes out, even though I haven't been physically reading them in a little while. None of these are books that I think that I'm never going to read. Like, obviously all of these are ones that I might pick up, but I haven't picked them up. So maybe tell me in the comments about why I should pick them up. If you have been reading them all the way through, are there things that I'm missing out on because I haven't pushed through this sort of like weird block that I have and I haven't picked these up yet? Let me know, because I know that I loved the ones that I did read and they might be worth my while. I just haven't made time for them. I will talk to you guys again next week. I'm not sure what I'm doing next week. I might have a review for you. I think that might be what I'm doing next week. I think I might have a review for you. But if not, I will have something and you will see it then. I hope you guys are having a lovely week and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.